Back here at home, pretty warm and humid today, but a cool down is on the way. Meteorologist Kerry Coleman joining us live from his home with a full forecast. Hey, Kerry.
Well, it was a pretty steamy day here, Lena, but we do have a nice cool down, very pleasant cool down. Not real dramatic, but we're going to be seeing those temperatures and humidities in the comfort zone in the next few days, that's for sure. But nothing like out west. Oh, my goodness. Let's take a look at some of the high temperatures that they had out west today. It's really going to blow your mind. 126 degrees. There was a high temperature in Death Valley, California. Needles, 123. Now, with that 123, they only had 4% relative humidity. Phoenix at 114. Some of these were record high temperatures. Las Vegas, 113. Sacramento there in the Central Valleys, 109. When you have that kind of heat and that low a humidity, yeah, those fires are very probable. High pressure camped out across the west, and really, it's not moving anywhere. They could see this for almost another week, at least through midweek coming up, and you're going to continue to see those 100 teens or even 20s in some cases. Yep, a high fire danger. Even some more rolling blackouts are probable. Now, across our area, well, we do have some relief. It's coming tomorrow in the afternoon by the name of cold front. It's going to drop our humidities even more and give us some very comfortable temperatures. There were a few showers off to the west of us tonight. They have dissipated. No rain in the forecast for tonight. Temperatures got to be very comfortable overnight. A lot of 60s throughout right now. 70 right there at the Cuyahoga County Airport. We're going to see the mid-60s in most places for low temperatures tonight. Those dew points not as muggy as they were yesterday, in the 50s and low 60s here across the area. Winds out of the southeast. We're going to continue that way today. And for the most part tomorrow, we're going to see that southerly wind once again until the cold front comes through, and then we're going to shift it to the north. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Very pleasant night tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, here come some of those thunderstorms along that front. The winds out of the south shifting to the north later in the day. And we will see those temperatures in the low 80s tomorrow versus the high 80s that we saw today. Even Monday, late day showers possible. And when we take a look at the dew points over the next week, really not bad at all. Comfortable in the upper 50s, low 60s. Tomorrow on the hour, we're going to start out in the mid-60s, getting up into the low 80s. And yes, that chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, that goes for the lake as well. Winds out of the south shifting to the north. Not too choppy out there, not too bad, except maybe near one of those thunderstorms. Overnight tonight, mid-60s, mild, comfortable, quite nice to start things tomorrow morning. A mix of clouds and sun for your Sunday. Afternoon thunderstorms possible, 82 for a high temperature. Your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast up to about 80 on Monday. Chance of a late day shower, maybe enhanced by the lake just a little bit. Then a beautiful day on Tuesday. Then those temperatures start to climb back up there, but generally comfortable humidities. But oh my, those temperatures out west are, well, deadly. It's astounding. The highest temperature ever recorded at Death Valley, Lena, 1913, 134 degrees. Amazing.
Oh, that is crazy. All right, thanks so much, Kerry. Stick around. Nick's up next with sports. We'll be back.